Have you ever wondered if traveling after the age of 70 is still a good idea? While discovering new destinations and immersing yourself in unfamiliar cultures can be thrilling, there are real risks that many older adults don't fully realize until they're right in the middle of them. As we grow older, both our bodies and minds go through changes that can make travel more exhausting, unpredictable, and even dangerous. Some people assume they can maintain the same pace they had in their younger years. But the truth is that after 70, travel comes with a unique set of challenges. A trip that once felt like an exciting escape can quickly become stressful, or worse, a health emergency. In this video, we're going to walk you through 5 critical reasons why traveling past 70 can carry serious risks. From unexpected medical emergencies to hidden financial traps that can quietly drain your savings, each of these points will give you a clear understanding of what senior travelers really face. By the end, you'll know why traveling in your 70s demands extra care and planning, and what you can do to protect yourself if you choose to go. Stick with me to the end, because the final reason is something that's often overlooked by seniors, yet it's one of the most common ways travelers lose money, time, and peace of mind. Let's dive in. 1. Increased health risks and medical emergencies. Perhaps the most pressing concern when traveling after 70 is the increased likelihood of facing unexpected health issues. As we age, our bodies become less resilient, and existing conditions like heart disease, high blood pressure, or lung problems can quickly turn serious. At home, access to care is straightforward, but when you're abroad or even just in another city, getting proper medical attention can become complicated, delayed, or expensive. A small health issue that could be easily treated at home might escalate into a major emergency when you're far from familiar hospitals and doctors. Long flights can also pose added dangers, such as the heightened risk of blood clots, known as deep vein thrombosis. High altitudes may put extra strain on your heart and lungs, especially if you have any chronic conditions. Even minor things like jet lag, heat exhaustion, or dehydration can have a much more severe impact on older bodies. Seniors also tend to have weaker immune systems, making them more susceptible to unfamiliar bacteria and viruses. Consider James, a 74-year-old retiree who had always enjoyed traveling. He and his wife booked a 2-week cruise, thinking it would be a low-stress way to explore new places. But just 4 days into the voyage, James began experiencing sharp chest pain. The ship's onboard medical staff did their best, but he clearly needed a hospital. Because they were far out at sea, he had to wait for an emergency evacuation to the nearest port, delaying vital care. Fortunately, James survived, but the scare left a lasting impact. What was meant to be a relaxing vacation turned into a traumatic experience. What was meant to be a dream getaway turned into a frightening experience, one that James later confessed could have been avoided if he'd taken the potential risks more seriously. Another major concern for older travelers is medical insurance. Many seniors mistakenly believe that their regular health coverage will automatically protect them wherever they go. Unfortunately, this isn't always the case. Without proper travel insurance, any unexpected hospital visit, emergency procedure, or even basic medications can result in enormous out-of-pocket expenses. Some seniors have ended up spending thousands of dollars just to get the treatment they need while overseas. So, what should you do if you're over 70 and planning a trip? First, speak with your doctor. Get a comprehensive health checkup, review any possible complications, and ensure that you have all essential medications packed. It's also wise to look into the healthcare system in the place you're visiting. And if you're traveling internationally, make sure your travel insurance includes full coverage for emergency evacuation, hospitalization, and urgent care. Being prepared can make the difference between a smooth, enjoyable vacation and a potentially dangerous situation. Staying healthy is key to enjoying life in your 70s and beyond. But health risks aren't the only danger. 2. Greater vulnerability to infections and contamination. Another commonly underestimated risk of traveling at an older age is the higher chance of encountering viruses, bacteria, and foodborne illnesses. Crowded terminals, jam-packed flights, unfamiliar public transport, and foreign dining spots all increase exposure to harmful germs. While a minor cold or stomach issue might just be an inconvenience for younger folks, such ailments can escalate quickly for seniors, sometimes requiring hospitalization or causing long-term health setbacks. A single vacation can expose older adults to more germs than they typically face in months at home. And with age, the immune system naturally becomes less efficient, making it harder to bounce back. Respiratory infections in particular are especially dangerous. Seniors are more prone to complications from illnesses like pneumonia, the flu, and even common colds, especially when confronted with unfamiliar viral strains from other regions. Airplanes are particularly concerning. Passengers are confined in tight spaces, breathing in recirculated air, often for hours. Add the constant flow of global travelers, and it's easy to encounter viruses your body isn't prepared for. And let's not forget food and water. Trying new dishes is part of the travel fun, but unknown ingredients and preparation methods can cause digestive upset. Foodborne illnesses like E. coli, salmonella, and norovirus can be much more severe for older adults, often leading to dehydration and prolonged recovery. The immune system naturally becomes less effective with age, and while locals may have built resistance to certain microbes in their environment, travelers often lack that same protection. Something as routine as drinking tap water or eating fresh vegetables rinsed with local water can cause severe digestive problems. Public places like restrooms, hotel rooms, and rental vehicles are also breeding grounds for bacteria. Many assume that if a space looks clean, it's safe, but surfaces like doorknobs, seatbelts, and airplane tray tables are rarely sanitized thoroughly. Seniors who rely on mobility aids such as canes or walkers are at greater risk as they frequently touch public surfaces for support. So how can older adults protect themselves when travel can't be avoided? Taking extra safety measures is critical. Wearing a face mask in crowded environments, frequent hand washing, and keeping hand sanitizer handy can all reduce exposure to harmful pathogens. Only drinking bottled or properly filtered water, steering clear of raw produce in unfamiliar places, and opting for fully cooked meals are also effective strategies for avoiding foodborne illness. For international travel, getting all recommended vaccinations beforehand and packing essential medications for common stomach or respiratory issues is highly advisable. While it's absolutely possible to stay healthy on the road, doing so requires awareness, planning, and ideally a strong immune system. But health risks aren't the only factor to consider. There's another major reason travel after 70 can turn from a joy into a burden, and it can affect not just your well-being, but your financial stability and emotional peace. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, type number 2 in the comments so I know you're with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to hit that button and turn on notifications. We're here to provide the information you need to stay safe and inspired. Now let's continue. 3. Travel fatigue and recovery issues. Traveling might sound fun, but for seniors over 70, it often takes a bigger toll than expected. Long flights, early departures, irregular schedules, and long walks can lead to deep exhaustion. Unlike younger travelers who bounce back after one good night's sleep, seniors may feel drained for days or even weeks. When you're overtired, everything becomes harder. Immune function drops, coordination suffers, and the risk of getting sick or injured rises. Poor sleep is one of the most common issues. Unfamiliar beds, noisy hotels, and jet lag all contribute. But sleep deprivation isn't just tiring. It affects memory, weakens your defenses, and even raises heart-related risks. Seniors crossing time zones often need much longer to adjust, making recovery a real challenge. Jet lag can affect anyone, but for seniors, the effects often last much longer than expected. This lingering fatigue can turn what should be an enjoyable getaway into a draining experience, leaving travelers feeling worse than when they left home. Another factor that can't be ignored is the physical stress of travel itself. Sitting for extended periods on airplanes, trains, or buses can lead to stiff joints, sore muscles, and even increase the risk of developing blood clots. For seniors dealing with arthritis or circulation problems, long travel times can cause discomfort that lingers long after the trip ends, and arriving at your destination doesn't necessarily mean the hard part is over. The physical demands of carrying bags, walking through crowded tourist spots, and keeping up with tightly packed itineraries can quickly wear down even the most active seniors. What begins as a fun-filled holiday can turn into a constant effort just to stay on your feet. Take Richard, a 75-year-old retiree who had always loved exploring new places. He and his wife booked a 2-week trip abroad, expecting it to be just as smooth as their earlier travels. But after a 10-hour flight, a chaotic airport, and a 6-hour time difference, Richard was already feeling exhausted before the adventure even started. By the second day, he struggled with walking long distances, needed frequent breaks, and could barely stay awake during tours. Just as he started to adjust, it was time to head home, and he spent the following weeks recovering rather than reminiscing. Diet and hydration also play a key role. Many destinations offer unfamiliar foods, which can cause digestive problems. And staying properly hydrated while constantly on the go is often overlooked. Dehydration can lead to fatigue, dizziness, and confusion, making even small tasks feel overwhelming. When combined with lack of rest and physical strain, it's no surprise that many older travelers return feeling more depleted than refreshed. What's the solution? Seniors should schedule rest days, stay well hydrated, and avoid overloading their itineraries. Choosing shorter flights with breaks, packing healthy snacks, and making time for naps can also ease the strain. Most importantly, knowing your personal limits and adjusting your plans can make all the difference. Because a trip should bring joy, not weeks of recovery. Still, physical fatigue is just one of the risks. Let's move on to number 4, the elevated risk of falls and injuries. Many older adults don't fully recognize how different travel environments can be from what they're accustomed to. Hotels, cruise ships, and historic attractions often feature uneven surfaces, dimly lit stairwells, or slippery walkways, all of which increase the likelihood of falls. Some destinations lack proper accessibility, making simple tasks like getting onto a tour bus or walking across cobblestone streets unexpectedly hazardous. In addition, emergency medical care in some regions may not be as quick or advanced as what seniors are used to at home. Even a minor injury can take longer to treat, raising the chance of complications. Take Linda, a 78-year-old woman who had long dreamed of exploring Europe. She stayed active, walking daily around her neighborhood without issue. But once she arrived in Italy and began navigating steep, uneven streets, she quickly realized the challenge. One evening, as she stepped off a curb in a dim alleyway, she lost her balance and fell, fracturing her hip. She was rushed to a local clinic, where doctors said surgery was necessary. Not only did she have to end her trip early, but she also spent several months recovering after returning home. What she thought would be the highlight of her retirement became a memory she wished she could forget. Fatigue is another key risk. Traveling often includes long days, inconsistent meal times, and poor quality sleep, all of which can impair coordination. When your body's tired, your reaction time slows, increasing the chance of missteps. For seniors dealing with arthritis or joint pain, long walks through airports or tourist sites can trigger swelling and discomfort, raising the likelihood of sudden instability. So, how can seniors reduce the risk of falls while traveling? Choosing destinations with strong accessibility features, avoiding areas with uneven or tricky terrain, and wearing proper footwear are essential steps. Bringing walking aids, using supportive shoes, and getting adequate rest also make a major difference. Most importantly, knowing your physical limits and planning accordingly is key, because no vacation is worth risking your long-term mobility or independence. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, drop number 4 in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button and turn on notifications. Your support helps us keep creating valuable, inspiring content. Even a carefully organized trip can quickly spiral into a financial disaster, leaving seniors overwhelmed by unexpected expenses and stress. One of the most significant financial dangers is the cost of medical care abroad. Many older adults are unaware that their standard health insurance usually doesn't extend to treatments outside their home country. This means that if you get sick or injured while traveling, you could be on the hook for massive out-of-pocket expenses. Even in destinations where healthcare is more affordable, emergency evacuations, like being airlifted to a proper hospital, can cost tens of thousands of dollars. Without comprehensive travel insurance, seniors may find themselves faced with a difficult choice: pay an enormous bill or go without the care they need. Then there's the problem of trip cancellations. Seniors often plan vacations well in advance, assuming they'll be healthy when it's time to go. But health issues can arise suddenly, forcing trips to be delayed or canceled entirely. Sadly, many airlines, hotels, and cruise companies have rigid cancellation policies with no refunds for last-minute changes. Without the right insurance, seniors can lose thousands in non-refundable expenses. And beyond medical and cancellation costs, there's another major threat: scams and fraud. Older travelers are frequently targeted by scammers using tactics like fake taximeters, overpriced goods, or phony services designed to steal personal or financial information. Scammers often look for older individuals who may seem disoriented or unsure, taking advantage of their unfamiliarity with local customs. Some schemes go even further, luring seniors with fake vacation packages. Take George, a 76-year-old who'd always been cautious with money. After booking what he believed was a dream trip to a tropical island, he arrived to find the hotel didn't exist. It was an online scam. Left without lodging, he had to book another room at twice the price. turning his relaxing getaway into a stressful and costly ordeal. How can seniors protect themselves? First, check whether your health insurance includes international coverage. If not, invest in reliable travel insurance that covers both medical emergencies and cancellations. Second, book only through trusted companies and avoid deals that seem suspicious. Third, be vigilant with your money. Don't carry too much cash, protect your card info, and always stay alert to potential scams. Placing trust in strangers with your financial information can be risky, and while traveling can be full of excitement and adventure, the financial dangers make it clear that those over 70 need to be extra careful. Unforeseen expenses, the chance of falling victim to scams, and the unpredictability of health issues all make travel a gamble that not every senior is prepared to take. But does that mean older adults should give up on traveling altogether? Not necessarily. Final thoughts. In this video, we've taken a closer look at 5 key reasons why traveling after 70 carries significant risks, many of which seniors don't fully consider until they are in the middle of a crisis. From sudden medical emergencies and accidents to fatigue, illness, and financial vulnerability, each challenge has the potential to turn a relaxing getaway into a stressful, even dangerous ordeal. Although travel is often seen as one of the joys of retirement, the truth is that once you reach a certain age, it demands more careful planning, greater awareness, and a shift in priorities. That doesn't mean you can't travel anymore. It just means your approach needs to evolve. Rather than long, exhausting international trips or adventurous excursions, consider safer, shorter getaways that are easier on the body. Local experiences, nearby destinations, and places with strong medical infrastructure can provide enjoyment without sacrificing health or safety. The goal of travel should be to enrich life, not to add stress or risk that lingers long after the bags are unpacked. If you or someone you love is thinking about traveling post-70, take time to reflect. Is your health truly up for the trip? Do you have comprehensive travel insurance in place? Is the destination suited to your physical needs? These questions may not feel exciting, but answering them with honesty could save you from major trouble later. Because living a long life isn't just about the number of years. It's about the quality of those years and your ability to enjoy them with independence and peace of mind.